Hello, my name is Jessica Villagomez, and I am submitting my proposal to be commencement speaker for the MSJ class of 2018. I want to be class speaker because Medill has changed me as a reporter and as a person. I'm a first generation Latina from a low income background, and for me, Medill was a dream that was so out of reach. And being speaker to me shows that I belong at places like Medill, where journalistic values are taught and where media leaders are born. And I want to be a leader in media. And through my work as a student, as a freelance journalist, on the diversity committee for the MSJ Leadership Committee, I think I've carved a place for myself in this cohort as a leader and in the future in the media landscape. So this speech is a compilation of those ideas and of some of my ideas, and it would need to be chopped down a little bit for clarification, but here it is. Colleagues, esteemed faculty and staff, proud family and friends, thank you for joining the class of 2018 today to celebrate the last 12 months of rigorous coursework we have completed. I'm honored to be before you today. When I enter a room, any room, whether it be a classroom or a newsroom, the first thing I do is look around and look for the people that look like me. My eyes search for the women, for the Latinos, for the Spanish speakers, even for the people that are quiet and reserved, for the people that in some way or another make me feel like I'm not alone, like I'm not an anomaly. For me, going to Medill was the sought-after dream. Like many of my colleagues, I spent months on the application and on essays. Medill was what I had worked for all my life. I wanted to be in a school that produced great journalists, that produced the next generation of leaders in media. I wanted, more than anything really, to prove to myself that someone like me, the daughter of immigrants, a low-income student, a Latina woman, could even be in a place like Medill. But when I first came to Medill, I looked around the newsroom and didn't feel like I belonged. I had just graduated undergrad the day before and found myself as a young baby in a crowd of developed future journalists. Sure, there were women and social justice-minded people like myself. I could talk to others in my cohort and relate to other newly graduated students. But a last name like Villagomez struck out as unique, as foreign. I entered the newsroom and felt like the other, the part of a small minority of people of color, an even smaller minority of Latinas, an even smaller amount of low-income students. And in spite of being admitted by my own regard and participating in the program like anyone else, it's hard to shake that feeling off. The feeling of being too poor, too brown, too other to belong in a place like Medill. I suspect that the feeling of otherness is not only one felt by me. Every day I hear students speak of feeling as though they aren't good enough, like they don't belong in journalism. We're scared of getting jobs, of being harassed on the job, of writing captivating stories that create change, or even more generally, getting our foot into the door. How do we do it? How do we feel like we're worthy of being journalists? A feeling worthy of even being in the room. As we leave here today with a new fancy degree with Medill under our belts, I'd like to impart 3 reminders for us to remember. 1. Every one of us is important and needed in journalism today. It was in Aguas Buenas, Puerto Rico, that I realized my importance in journalism. As one of the few Spanish speakers on our Medill Explores trip to Puerto Rico, I was able to talk to our visitors, gain more information about them and their experience, just by being able to speak with them in their native tongue. All of us have qualities that make sources comfortable with telling their story. We are compassionate, we are smart, we are the ones that can craft stories that matter because no one else can do what we personally can. Number 2, you belong. It's taken me years to realize this one. Sometimes I need others to remind me so that is what I am doing for all of you. Journalism is hard, and being a journalist is even harder. But despite the rejection, the turmoil, the unstable work, the constant criticism, I want to remind all of us that we belong in those spaces. We add value to newsrooms, and each and every one of us does the work out of love for the profession and for the greater good. We belong not just because I say we do, but because each of our perspectives is important. Each of our work adds to the conversation, and each of us individually are worthy. Number 3, wait your turn. It's hard to feel like you're behind in the game of journalism. When will you land the perfect job? When will your freelance story be picked up? When will my work produce results, feel worthwhile? I'm going to state what my mother has told me time and time again. Wait your turn. The success of others does not undermine you. You will get your story published. You will get a job. We are all rushing to be the next Maggie Haberman when the world just needs you to be you. There's still so much work to be done at Medill, in newsrooms, and in the world, but I'm confident we will be the ones that do the work. We'll be the editors that hire women and people of color, the reporters that write about immigrants and low-income neighborhoods. I hope that one day, a 21-year-old aspiring journalist will walk into Medill and feel like they belonged there all along. I believe that we can and are responsible to change what journalism is. So class of 2018, we did it, but we are not done. As we embark on our careers, I hope we always remember what we learned at Medill. I hope more than anything that we remember that we are important. We are needed. We belong. And together, we are so much more powerful. Thank you.